The timeless art of origami, from paper to innovation. It's more than just folding paper. It's a bridge between art, history, and science. But how did something so simple become so impactful? Today, I'll take you on a journey through the folds of time, tracing the origins, evolution, and groundbreaking applications of origami. Let's start at the very beginning, the invention of paper. Paper was first invented in China around 105 AD during the Han Dynasty. At first, it was mainly used for writing and record-keeping. But by the 6th century, it made its way to Japan, where something incredible happened. The Japanese didn't just see paper as a tool for communication. They saw it as a medium for expression. This was the birth of what we now call origami, which literally means folding paper. Initially, origami had a deep spiritual significance. It was used in Shinto rituals, where paper was folded into symbolic shapes to honor the gods. These early folds were simple, often representing animals or plants. But even in this simplicity, there was beauty, a kind of elegance that resonated with the Japanese way of life. By the Edo period, from the early 1600s to the late 1800s, origami had started evolving into an art form for everyone. People began folding cranes, boats, and frogs, not just for ceremonies, but for fun. The crane in particular became iconic. It symbolizes peace, longevity, and hope. Even today, folding 1,000 paper cranes is seen as a gesture of healing and good fortune. But origami didn't stop at being just a traditional craft. Over time, it transformed. Artists pushed the limits, creating figures so detailed and intricate they seemed impossible. And this wasn't just about aesthetics, it was about math. Yes, math and origami go hand in hand. In the 20th century, pioneers like Akira Yoshizawa revolutionized origami by introducing new techniques. Yoshizawa developed the wet folding method, which uses damp paper to create softer, more sculpted shapes. His work elevated origami to fine art, and today, he's considered the father of modern origami. But why stop at art? Origami principles have also found their way into practical uses in everyday life. Think about it. Have you ever folded a napkin into a fancy shape at a dinner party? That's origami. Or used a cleverly designed box that folds flat but pops up when you need it. Origami again. Even airbags in cars are folded using origami techniques to deploy safely and efficiently. And here's where things get really exciting. Science and technology have embraced origami. Take NASA, for example. When they design solar panels for spacecraft, they use origami-inspired folds to pack them into compact spaces. Once the spacecraft reaches orbit, these panels unfold seamlessly to capture sunlight. The same concept applies to heart stents used in medicine. They're folded to fit into arteries and then expand to restore blood flow. One particularly cool application is the Miura fold, a pattern that folds flat but unfolds in one motion. It's been used in satellite panels and even in designing maps that don't rip apart when you fold them wrong. Seriously, who doesn't need that? And then there's origami robotics. Scientists are developing robots that can fold themselves into shape, perform a task, and then unfold again. Imagine a rescue mission where a tiny folded robot sneaks into a collapsed building, unfolds into a tool, and helps save lives. That's not the future, it's happening right now. But at its heart, origami is still about creation and connection. It's about taking something as simple as a piece of paper and transforming it into something beautiful or useful, or both. Every fold tells a story, whether it's a crane symbolizing peace or a robotic arm inspired by origami math. Origami and surprising applications. Let's explore some truly unexpected uses of origami that you might not have thought about. Fashion design, believe it or not, designers are taking inspiration from origami to create clothing. Folded fabric techniques can add structure to garments, creating shapes and silhouettes that feel like wearable art. Next time you see a high-fashion runway, keep an eye out for those sharp folds and geometric designs. They're pure origami magic. Packaging innovations. Think about those clever gift boxes or foldable food containers that save space while being eco-friendly. Many of these designs borrow heavily from origami principles. Companies are even exploring origami-inspired packaging for fragile items, using folded structures to absorb shock and protect products. Disaster relief solutions, origami-inspired designs are also being used in humanitarian efforts. Engineers have developed foldable shelters that can be easily transported and set up in disaster-stricken areas. These structures are lightweight, durable, and incredibly efficient, all thanks to origami principles. Origami for kids learning. Did you know origami is being used in classrooms to teach kids about geometry and spatial reasoning? Folding paper helps children understand concepts like angles, fractions, and symmetry in a hands-on way. Plus, it's a sneaky way to get them excited about math. Origami in space. Let's go bigger, like outer space big. We talked about NASA using origami for solar panels, but there's more. Scientists are now exploring origami-inspired structures for future space habitats. Imagine unfolding an entire living space on Mars from a compact capsule. Origami might just make interplanetary living possible. And it doesn't stop there. Origami is even influencing the design of satellites that can self-assemble in orbit. These satellites could revolutionize how we study Earth and the universe, all thanks to a little folded paper. Why origami can feel intimidating, but why it's worth it. Let's talk about the elephant, or should I say the crane, in the room. Origami can feel intimidating when you're starting out. At first glance, it seems like magic. How can a single piece of flat paper turn into something so intricate? But here's the thing. Everyone struggles at first. Origami is like solving a puzzle where every step builds on the last. If you miss one fold, the whole thing might fall apart. And let's be honest, if you're someone who likes everything to be perfect, origami can feel like a test of patience. But here's the good news. It's also one of the most rewarding hobbies you can take on. The process itself is meditative. You start with chaos, creases everywhere, and slowly, methodically, you bring order. As your hands move, your mind quiets. You focus on each fold, each crease, and suddenly, the world feels a little more manageable. What's more, origami teaches you something profound. It's okay to make mistakes. A wrong fold doesn't mean failure. It means you're learning. And once you understand the principles, how folds create structure, you'll be amazed at how quickly you improve. In time, you might even start creating your own designs. Here's a thought. The first time you fold a crane, it's about following the instructions. But the second, third, and fourth times, that's where creativity sneaks in. Maybe you add a twist to the tail or a new texture to the wings. And that's the beauty of origami. It starts with rules but ends in limitless possibilities. Origami isn't just an art or a science, it's a philosophy. At its core, origami teaches us that transformation is possible. A flat sheet of paper might seem insignificant, but with a few folds, it can become a crane, a flower, or even a robot. It's a reminder that small changes, when done with care and intention, can lead to something extraordinary. And maybe that's why origami resonates so deeply with people. It's not just about the end result. It's about the journey. So, where does that leave us? Origami isn't just an ancient craft or a modern innovation. It's a reflection of human creativity and perseverance. It's proof that with patience and practice, we can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. If you've never tried origami before, start simple. Try a crane or a frog. You might mess up a few folds, but that's okay. Every crease is part of the process. And for those of you ready for a challenge, why not invent your own design? Remember, every masterpiece starts with a single fold. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like to support me. I really enjoy making these videos, and I will invest more time into making them better and better every time. Thank you for watching. Bye.